morning. We're starting the winter simulation at the Fort Lee OEM. You can see that I am on frequency OEM1. That's our main call-in frequency. We're actually going to have 6 here today. 2 are going to be for the south side, primary and backup. 2 are going to be for the north side, primary and backup. And 1 is going to be for the trunk between the north and the south side, primary and backup. We lost one of our net controller with the high equipment, with the better equipment. So we're going to try to make do with a smaller net on the south side because our operator only has a 7-watt handy torque. The whole thing is expected to last 2 hours. It's about 8:45 now. We're all meeting in the police department at 9. And then we will take positions and at 9:30 start the net. I will be rover. I'm not participating directly, but I will be texting messages to various stations, and they are going to have to relay them and get the answers that they need to get. And the idea is to see if we can work in a spoke and hub architecture because our town is elongated and also sits on a cliff, so we have some issues with communication across it. So we're gonna do it by way of relays between the south net and the north net. So this is it. We're heading to the initial gathering. We'll see how it goes. It requires a lot of people to be out of their homes. Either it's a winter storm, a mild earthquake, no power. We're not relying on the grid. And so the 4 stations are the community center, that's Linda, the library, that's Alex. Freddie is only going to be the only one who's not he's going to be in a tactical place because he's going to be in the Linwood Plaza, which is the really good connection point.
Where in the Linwood Plaza?
I don't know how good the connection is here, but I'm going to guess it's pretty good because you're going to be in a good place. Linda's going to have 2 radios. You're going to have a small radio that I'm going to give you that will talk to on this frequency, which is what I call the trunk start. Now the way it's good, the reason I put your phone numbers in here is because I'm going to be texting you and I'm going to say, okay, pass a question, pass a message to this station. It's not going to happen very frequently because I'm busy texting, driving, and also talking to people. But as soon as I can, I'll give you traffic to start generating traffic, okay? Unfortunately, now, if an event happens in real life where we're just here, then clearly there'll be 1 net controller, and 1 net controller is taking care of everything. But this is a town-wide, city-wide event response. Three, I'll copy. This is Rover calling PS3. Rover calling PS3, I copy. Well, is a spot here? Wow.
Net control north.
Good, radio check, I copy. Net control north, this is Rover, I copy.
Up there now.
Roger that. Net control south, this is Rover.
Net control south. Right here.
All right, copy that. Can you do a radio check with net control north? Over.
Will do. Over. This is net control south. There is no communication with Freddie.
Copy that. Freddy's gone silent. We'll keep trying. Meanwhile, do a radio check with your net, and I'll monitor net control north as well. Over.
Ian,
Net control north. This is Rover.
control south. Control north here. Location, finding a parking spot.
Okay, when you're ready, do a radio check with net control south, and then we'll start.
Copy.
Copy that. Let's continue to work on the frequency, what we can do. Otherwise, we'll move to backup. Over. Message to public school 3.
Now control north. This is net control south to Fort Lee School number 3. How many beds are needed tonight? KD2
So there they are.
OCT.
She's now passing traffic to PS3. No, no, she's not. She shouldn't be passing it to PS3. She should be passing it to. She should be passing it to Freddy. Net control south from Rover.
Come in, Rover.
Messages to the north side should go through the net control north. Should not go directly from you. She can't hear you. Over.
Away from the community center. I need a message to pass to public school number 3, Arlene. How many beds are needed tonight? That's the message. Over. KD2 OCT.
Right. No, you're right. Some of us are here and some of us are here. If I tell some people QSY, they'll say, "What does that mean?" I have to teach it. Yeah. Okay, very good. Go ahead with your message. I'm acting as net control south, so go ahead.
Okay, I have a message for Alex at the library. Arlene from PS3 wanted to confirm the arrival of the bus.
Copy that. Buses are confirmed for 7 p.m. Is this a Roger?
It's a Roger, thank you.
Copy that. Now let's go talk to library. This is Rover. Is net control south?
Net control south, this is library. Can you copy me?
I copy well. You have a message from PS3 that buses are confirmed for 7 p.m. 7 p.m. How copy?
And message is a radio check.
The things that happen is that some of our frequencies are too close. So what we're doing is we went to backup frequency. So I'm now on the backup frequency of the south network. Continue with the drill, and we are doing it. In the middle of the drill, a real life situation has emerged. We might have to break the net and start assisting the fire survivors in a real life situation. We will probably not use our simplex anymore, we'll probably use phones, but we just got a call from the real emergency, and we'll see what we do. So we're trying to address that now. I'm in PS3, and the exercise is going very well. They are passing messages around. We have some takeaways. We are learning. All the objectives are being accomplished. I'm very, very proud of my people. So there you have it.
PS3 to net control north for radio test.
Go ahead, PS3, net control north here.
I just moved my foot closer to the school to see what my reachability is. Yeah, is that word?
Yeah, you're doing better here than you're doing there because. Oh, maybe not. But repeat. Just do a radio check. See how you coming.
Seeing how I'm coming in closer to the school.
You want to be open sky. These things are not our friends, okay? And the buildings are not our friends. Right there where the tree was, you could be any grid. From Sandy Beach, you could be any grid. So I requested them to go direct. In other words, from one station to another station, not going through net control. This is a new technique for us to learn, whereby one station needing to pass a message to another station and has good communication with the second station, instead of going through net control to pass a message, they will go direct. So we'll see if Freddie does that now. Freddie is in net control south, and he can go direct with the live.
The one with the family?
No, the one after, I texted you a message saying teenagers in City Hall or something.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
I said go direct.
the 5 families.
Yeah. Confirm receipt. So this happened sometimes and sometimes it didn't. It happened when there was a question. So when this library asked PS3 some question, how many people, whatever, the message came back with an answer. And that, guys, you did great. Sometimes it was just information, like there's hot meals for the fire department coming in somewhere, whatever the message was. It went one way, and in that case, it actually went back and said, okay, confirm. But in other cases, it didn't. So we should confirm the message, got the message was delivered to PS3. Now, it can be chaotic. And you saw the beginning, we were all like, well, where are we? We don't know where we are. That's okay. That's normal for any circumstances, especially circumstances where it's a real life emergency. So you'll have multiple messages going around, and it will sometimes be hard to confirm. Mark it on your log in your little marking, not confirmed yet. When you're good and ready, when it's quiet, confirm back. If it's not an urgent message, confirm later. Now, one thing I didn't want to do, because we really didn't have a spoken hub, I didn't want to do two things that I planned to do. One is to shut one station down intentionally. Like I wanted to shut down the community center and just have it not respond. What happens in a situation like this, and let's imagine there are several stations around the community center in the net. One of them after say 10 minutes or 15 minutes says, okay, the community center is out. We don't know what's going on. I, library or some other station, am taking over. I'll be net control temporarily until we find out what happened in the community center. All those other stations are not talking to the library, and the library is going to be the replacement net control. It actually happened. Linda needed to step out for a few minutes. I stepped in as replacement net control. Okay? Yeah. Alex at one point went into the library, couldn't use the radio in there. One of the things you want to do when that happens, you want to say, I'm going to secure. Secure means I'm not going to be available for anything. When I left the car, and I only had my handy talk, I said, I'm going to secure. Guys, if you're looking for me, I'm going to have limited capability. I may not be available. So in terms of location, Arlene already heard this from me, so this is for the rest of us. Arlene's location in PS3 was really a tough spot. It was between two buildings. It was in a narrow street. There's really no room for the radio to work. The radio's automatic. The radio's electricity. So there was no room for that. We moved, when you and I were talking when I was visiting Arlene, we moved down to the corner, just to the corner of the street. And it suddenly, the world was in. So location, the impediments for locations are just generally, rule of thumb, are meadow, building, and trees, especially with leaves. There's last minute discussions and all things like this. So post-event, let's all default back to the listening frequency. Now we have two frequencies listening in. Unless you have a problem with OEM1, you stay on OEM1. If you have a problem, you switch to OEM2 and we're good there. This is Linda.
Thank you.
Bless you. Bless you. This is
Rover, this is library. We have QRM. Net control south to Freddie. Please come in, Freddie. D2OCT.
Net control south, this is Rover. He's not listening to this frequency. This is OEM1. He's listening to OEM5. Over.
Copy that. He didn't respond, so I thought I'd go with the stronger antenna, but I understand. This is net control south to Freddie. Please come in, Freddie. KD2OCT.
Net control north, this is Rover.
Net control south, come in, Rover.
I'm calling net control north. Please stand by.
Net control north. Lee, PS3, this is net control north. I have a message for you. Do you copy?
Net control north, she's not listening to OEM5. She's only listening to OEM3. Over.
Wave, Linda.
We good?
Yeah, big head.
Big head. Well, show the radio then. Good morning.